Hola, hola, Ruby Velasquez with MRV Financial for our monthly topic of the week. If you guys remember my friend Martha Dominguez with Country Financial, helping people with investments. Today, we are going to talk about life insurance. Our head wrapped around like just a life insurance. So Martha, welcome, welcome, welcome. So good to see you. I have to, I know que nos vemos, pero de todos modos.
We're busy helping families and connecting with families, and during these times, it's crucial to be educated. And I think that's what I think those challenging times do to you. They help you, analyze and figure out and learn instead of just being busy just doing stuff. You realize that there's some adjustments that need to be made, and so just busy helping families.
You're off.
The most rewarding thing that we can do is definitely change lives, right? And obviously with home and auto protection, those things, although obviously we love to provide that protection, but life really changes the destiny of a family. So it's really about making sure that family is taken to the next level, or that they're obviously not because of a unseen circumstance that they're devastated already, that they don't have the protection that they needed, right? So it's probably the most rewarding thing is to deliver those checks that make each family know that their loved one is still there because they provided the income, they made sure to leave a legacy, make an impact for their grandchildren. So it's probably like the most passionate thing that I like to focus with each family, and making sure that it's that it's offered, and that not just that it's tailored to them. It's not just a one size fits all. It's taking the time to making sure that we listen to each client's needs and their desires, and that's basically something that we enjoy doing.
Yeah, I remember when I first reconnected with you. I don't know if you remember. It wasn't a pleasant opportunity, but I love the fact that you came. How Miss Martha and I, kind of to give you guys some feedback. We know each other from our childhood, a legacy, I guess you could say, legacy friendship. Our parents were friends at a family gathering of theirs. We were invited, and from there we just hit it off.
We sure did, yes.
I was like, so I just remember that was like we were both. I feel like we both had admiration towards each other about whatever it was that we were both doing. But I think we were both little hustlers back then.
Yes, we were. We were. It's funny that's we have basically the same mindset, like go getters, and we were very hardworking and and fun.
People, I remember that nos invitaban a fiestas y todo eso. Like, yeah, but do you want to do this instead?
Yes,
remember, do you want to go? We would go to volunteer work.
Yes,
I remember we did volunteer work. We went and looked jobs together.
Yes.
So it wasn't just about we understood party's part of life, but let's do more than that.
Right. Let's have an impact.
Yeah.
Let's find a way to move forward in life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think the most important thing to start is I tell clients first, start the underwriting process. Start the underwriting process and, get an initial maybe quote just to get an idea of, where your health, puts you as far as premiums. Because time, over the years, I've found that clients, it's like purchasing a home, right? We want to make sure that they don't fall in love with the property, right? That they're like, oh, I can't afford this, and then they let the policy cancel, right? And then they feel that they can afford it because maybe in the moment when they bought the products, they loved all the different features, and and very often, unfortunately, if an agent is not there making sure that they're basing it on the client's income and maybe the agent's income, then they're put into policies that are not affordable, they're not the right fit. And so the most important thing is first to start the underwriting. I have clients that say no, I don't think I want this one, no, I don't think, but we still don't even know if they're approved, if their health, what buys insurance, what gets them approved is their health, right? We have clients who unfortunately may be diagnosed with a cancer diagnosis, right? And so they may not be eligible at this time. We might need them to wait 5 years. So there's all these different things that sometimes what really buys the life insurance is your health. So get started with with learning of what where you stand, get an approval, and then I recommend going into the specifics, the tweaks, or what if I add this feature? Just similar to buying a car. I get clients who get caught up in numbers or in product information right before they even know what that really entails. So maybe they're not even approved, they're declined because maybe they're considered higher risk. There's just so many things. So I tell clients, take action. Speak to someone, speak to a professional, learn about what is affordable and start there. What's affordable, what you can afford on a budget, and then from there anything else that you want to add on, any additional features. There's some benefits like getting all your premiums back after 20 or 30 years. So clients don't feel like, oh, I'm just what if I never die and I put all my money into this policy? Well, there's features that can help you have that peace of mind that you're not throwing your money away. Feature is an add-on benefit that obviously there's an extra price to it, but again, many times it's it's worth paying the extra money if in this scenario, like if you pay, an extra, 20% more, but that's going to give you that guaranteed that your money is being fully protected, or and you can say that you're going to get all that money back. So yes, so we call them riders. But yes, but obviously it's that rider will give you an additional benefit. And for minimal, you can learn more about what it would take to get those extra features.
Okay.
The client, we want to replace the income. Especially if they have a young family, dependent, a mortgage. We want to know, okay, this income, their annual income, we want to replace it for a number of years. So that's usually the amount we initially want to apply for. And from there, then we really go into like the different products, educate the client in the different products that are available. Obviously, having a great life company is definitely key. I hear stories of people that tell me, I know someone who, had a life policy, but, they passed away and they didn't get the benefit. And obviously there's so many factors like, there was a waiting period. Obviously if it's a company that maybe it's a different state, they can't communicate with the company. There's just so many factors that we can't really answer, right? But definitely learning about the company's financial strength is key. We were rated #1 with Forbes for the life insurance company. So we're very proud of this outstanding award, but it is crucial to, get someone that you can go into their office, who they are, they're your community. You want to make sure that it's a professional that you're not going to be wondering, what are they doing now? Or, where are they? Where can I find them? You want to make sure that you do business with a company, with not just a company, but also a representative that really will take care of you. The important thing is to have it active, to make it affordable to you. Like they say, people say, no, I can't afford it. And basically we like to say, if you can't afford it, then that means you really need it. That means that if your family were to absorb a financial loss, it would be such a tremendous hardship. So we have to see it like a phone bill. Like I need it, I use it. And when I go to sleep at night, I know that it doesn't keep me up at night. What would happen to me? It's the best and simple way to understand it. It's like renting renting your life policy, like you're a tenant of a life policy, meaning you need it, you need the protection, but you just want to pay the most bare minimum cost to have the same protection. You have to be at least over 18 to obtain a term policy, because we're saying, hey, the reason why this person needs this income protection is because they work. And so minimum age of 18, but they can be for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, a very good time frame to take care of that mortgage protection, that mortgage. So whole life, very similar to purchasing a home. Yeah. So now there's obviously more features, more benefits. It's more expensive, but because obviously you also will reap more benefits. So very similar to purchasing a home. Now you have the whole life, and I have the renters, and we could be living in the same type of home because basically you paid a little bit extra, but at the end of the day, we both have the same protection. So it's really about being affordability, and obviously that someone took care of you as finding out what your needs are and making sure that it's tailored to you.
Yeah.
Well, so those would be more like a hybrid product. So it has features of it looks like a whole life, but then also maybe the price of a term. So any other product, it would be like a hybrid product, right? So best way to explain it, the difference between, people say, oh, I already have my employer provides that protection. And that's when you said taxes, people forget that because the employer is getting a tax benefit, then obviously at claim time, their Uncle Sam gets a piece of that pie, right? And so it's important to note that, yes, if you have already, purchased your own, so you have control of your own policy, in case you switch jobs, you switch careers, you don't want to lose that coverage because you don't own your policy. So I always tell people stack up. Obviously, if you have any employer insurance, add it on, because, it's like the cherry on top. It's the only product that you can purchase many policies. And you can't have more than one auto policy or on one car or home. You want to make sure that you're reviewing your needs, because, people get divorced or, different life changes. People have more children. So people maybe buy more homes or more property, more investments. There's definitely a lot of life changes that will also create maybe beneficiaries, making sure that that's up to date, right? That's super important. Thank you so much for inviting me and being part of this.
No, my pleasure. Fun. My pleasure. Always a pleasure. Like we said, if you find value in what you heard today, please share this with someone, whoever you want, put it on your wall, copy the link. You never know who we may be helping by just sharing content. If you would like assistance in, getting underwritten, finding out how much you qualify for, please give Ms. Martha a call. If they wanted to call you, reach out to you, how can they do that?
They can find us online. Obviously, they can just look up Martha Dominguez, Country Financial. They can give us a call, 773-254-5891, and we would be more than happy to help.
Thank you so much, Ms. Martha. With that, we bring it to a closing, and we wish you a great, fantastic rest of your week. Bye.